And those are online panel surveys as a replacement for household, door-to-door data collection, gig work as a way to mobilize communities to be able to collect data about what's happening there, syndication as a business model for funding the collection of humanitarian data, AI downscaling, or what some people call synthetic data, as a way of making that data more useful for operational and tactical decision making, and humanitarian AI agents as a way to help replace some of the staffing that has been cut due to the funding constraints. So let's do it. So online panel surveys. What exactly do I mean by that? So a panel is just a group of people that you have recruited to survey from directly, as opposed to doing something that is purely random draw from the population. The reason panel surveys exist is because once you have built them, you can survey them online, and that is way cheaper, like way cheaper. I've used, for all of my cost analysis in this presentation, an average cost of $25 per household survey done door to door. In some countries that can be done for less than 20, and others it costs more than 30. So this is what I've used, and that's all in inclusive of overhead and staff, et cetera, right? So in our analysis, online panel surveys can often be done at about a 71% cost reduction of door-to-door data collection. It has many use cases in humanitarian settings, and that's because smartphone ownership, which is the main way people in low and middle income countries access the internet, as well as internet connectivity, has really moved from just big cities in low and middle income countries to almost everywhere. Even in the most rural areas, you usually will have connectivity at the closest market town. And so people are really starting to be on the internet. Even in a country like Niger, the estimate is that we're at 55% smartphone ownership this year, right? And that's the worst, I think, or maybe second worst. So these ways of collecting survey data can be used for the cluster and sectoral specific assessments that are typically done on like a quarterly or a biannual basis by the cluster leads, be that WHO, FAO, UNICEF, et cetera. I think, many organizations have demonstrated that this can be used as a way to collect the key population data for the humanitarian needs overview and humanitarian response planning process. So to estimate the number of people in need, the number of people that are displaced, like some of these important higher level estimates. And they can also be used in some instances for a rapid needs assessment. Recently, following the earthquake in Myanmar, we did an online panel survey in just the areas affected by the earthquake and had a rapid needs assessment done in 3 days.